Okay, so if you guys didn't know, I am actually still a full-time graphic design student. I'm currently in my third year of studies and super excited to be finished. I actually just wanted to make this video and tell you guys a little bit about the things I didn't learn while studying my graphic design degree. I think this is super important for people to know even before studying a degree and after, just to know. Before we get started, let me just tell you a little bit about my journey. So I started studying in 2019 and I did a high certificate in creative direction. So basically I just did all of the creative stuff in 1 year and I really found out that I really loved graphic design. And then I moved on to my first year of graphic design in 2020. Obviously, COVID hit, it was a tough year and most of our studies were online, but still I had the hang of it and I really enjoyed my studies. But I soon noticed that, I wanted to start building a life for myself and I wanted to create an income. Back in 2019, I actually started my own freelancing business, but obviously back then I didn't really know what I was doing. So it took me a while to actually learn what I was doing. Back then I mostly did illustrations for people and the minimal design things, little adverts here and there. I can actually pop a picture of what I did back then. But over time I have definitely learned and I have grown my business, and also I have started working in more corporate settings. I did some work for other social media companies and now I am employed at Quickstart. So that is where I spend most of my time, and then I do my freelancing on the side as well. And obviously there's a lot of things that you learn in industry that you don't really learn whilst studying. So I really just wanted to talk to you guys about this and just show you guys the little things that they don't actually tell you while studying your degree. Try this again. This is the second time I am filming this, so I am becoming one of those YouTubers now. But let's get into this video. Okay, so I think firstly, what do they not teach you in your graphic design degree? And I think this is actually how to find work. And this is so important, and I want to mention it first because I think that this is something that I really did well and that I did strategically, and I do think that I would recommend this for any new graphic design student. Is as soon as you start studying and you have a tiny bit of experience in your degree, I would say start working. Find an internship and start working, because by the time that you graduate you will have 2 to 3 years of experience, and I don't think you guys know how important that is in industry. Like, people don't hire people like designers without experience. So, and also if they do, the salary is going to be so little you won't be able to live off of it. So I do think that is really important, and I want you guys to really remember that. Finding work is not always easy, especially in South Africa. I don't think it's easy at all. So you really have to put yourself out there. You have to not send out one CV. You're not going to get work on one CV. You have to send out like 25 a day. And that is what I did. Like, you have to check your Facebook. You have to be on LinkedIn. You have to be on all of those little job sites. You have to really have a good CV, put it together, know your worth, and really try and put yourself out there, and start as quick as you can, because walking into industry after you have your degree with absolutely no work life or agency experience, it's going to be really tough. So that would be my recommendation, is to start work as soon as you can, and just know what you are worth, and don't settle for the companies that really do take advantage of graphic designers in South Africa. Don't settle for a 5,000 Rand full-time salary. That is obviously that's not a vibe. Don't do that. Obviously, while you're an intern, you're not going to get paid millions and millions, so you'll have to accept that it's not going to be a lot of money, but the experience does really help, and it's going to help you to push up that salary when you are actually finished with your degree. Next is for if you want to freelance, and that is just how to know your worth and how to manage your clients. This is something that I was not taught at all in university. I do think that there is like a lot of graphic designers, especially in South Africa, when you start off, that will accept a logo design for 300 Rand. And that is, if you guys didn't know, $19. That is really not a lot for a logo. You have to know that you are not just creating a logo. That's just one little thing. You are creating a brand identity for a company that's going to be using it for probably years to come. You can't just take consideration this thing you're creating. You have to take in consideration the longevity of that thing. You have to take in consideration your time. How long is this actually going to take you? And I think it's so important to know how to price yourself and what you are actually worth. Like, when people are like money hungry, they will settle for any client, work they don't actually want to do, and then get paid so little for it. So know what work you actually want to do. Like, do you want to do illustrations? Do you want to be a brand designer? Do you want to do packaging design? Know what you want to do. And I would definitely say not specialize in it, but try and attract those clients. Don't just do any work that you actually hate doing and then get paid so little for it, And then also, I think they don't teach us how to actually manage our clients. And this is so important. You have to have your processes in place. When you start off with a client, you have to have your contracts in place. You have to know what steps are they going to follow. Tell them what the steps are so that they can't just walk over you. Tell them, like for instance, I tell my clients, you have 3 days to get back to me with feedback. Please give feedback within 3 days time. And I think that's super helpful because it speeds up the process, because they also have jobs, and if they don't have like a deadline, they will take months with this process, and then by the end of the day, you're getting paid so little for so much work. And I think that's not a good idea. So really just know how your clients are going to be operating and know how to manage them so that they can't walk over you. Then getting back to agency, especially, is software skills. I don't think my university has taught me everything that I need to know about software. And I get what they're saying, because we have complained about it a lot. And they say that, they're only there to teach you the basics. And I don't feel like I've been taught even the basics. And I didn't realize this until I walked into an agency where I worked alongside senior graphic designers, For instance, my university focuses a lot on Adobe Illustrator, and where I'm working now, we focus a lot on Adobe InDesign, and they told us that InDesign is only used when you create magazines or books. And even though that is like the main function and definition of InDesign, we create all of our social media on InDesign because it saves out in smaller sizes. It actually is higher quality. It is more efficient because you can just copy and paste things over. It's so easy. There's just so many things that they don't actually teach you, like how useful this can be in industry. That being said, I just want to mention that there is a lot of things that I wouldn't have known if I wasn't studying. There is definitely a lot of things that I have learned through studying that has helped me in industry as well. I do just think that InDesign really important to know, and that was something that I wasn't told at university. And then also Premiere Pro, like I wasn't taught how to actually properly do video editing. Like I was told, okay, you import a clip and then you cut it and then you add transitions, but I wasn't taught how you can actually apply that to social media and how to set it up so that it is like the correct exports for YouTube or for, there's just so many different things that you have to actually know, and that's like the back end things of Premiere Pro that I just absolutely did not know. And then going alongside that, they didn't really tell us how real life processes works in industry, working in an agency especially. They don't tell you how closely we'll be working with the social media or the marketing or the website departments. For for instance, where I work now, we work with the social media department so much, like it's insane. They create all of the content and then we design it. And if we don't communicate with each other and understand each other's roles in the company, we obviously won't be successful and the client won't get a good product, because there's just going to be a miscommunication between the actual content of a post or a blog or whatever and the actual design being posted. So we really do have to communicate with each other all the time, especially with the website department as well. Like, we typically create wireframes for the website department when it gets too busy, and they never taught me how to do a website wireframe and what is important in websites. Like, that was something that I was taught in industry, and I'm so grateful that I was taught that, because website is definitely like where the money is. Website design definitely gets paid a lot higher than just normal graphic design. So I do think that is an important skill for a graphic designer to have. So just, understanding how processes work, and they definitely didn't do that. And going off of that, they didn't really tell us how to be a reliable employee. When we were like in university, when you do a group project, our university always told us only one person's going to pull their weight, and that's how it is in industry, and you just have to accept it, and you have to understand that you are probably going to take on all the work, and that's just not how it works in industry. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just not how I've experienced industry, and obviously people will experience it differently, but in my perspective, it hasn't been like that at all. Like, everyone pulls their weight. Everyone is an employee being paid to do their job, and if they don't, they'll probably get fired. So you have your job description and you're going to do what you have been employed to do, and everyone else has their job description and they're going to do what they have to do, so that we can form a unity and be a successful company. It's not like everyone has to pull their weight, and if they don't, the boss will probably be on their case. So I think that's something that they tried telling us, that it's not going to work like that in industry, but it really does. So if that is something you are worried about, I don't think it's something to be worried about. Obviously conflict and things is still there, but it's definitely easier to resolve than university conflicts. I will just say that. Alright guys, and that is all of the things that I'm going to be discussing in this video, and that is the things that I have not been told at university. And I really hope that this was insightful and that you guys really take something away from this video. If you are a graphic designer and you're a student, don't worry, you're gonna be fine. And I just really hope this helps. And if you guys want me to make a video on any of the topics in specific, please comment that down below, and just like this video and subscribe, and I will see you guys again in my next video.